Alright, today we are going to be reviewing Mortal Kombat 2. This was a great game coming up in the arcade. Mortal Kombat was just, everyone knows, all about the blood, all about the fatalities, all of that great stuff. And I remember there being a big debate back when the Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis were kind of battling it out. And the first Mortal Kombat came out on the Sega Genesis and it had blood, and the one on the Super Nintendo did not. But I remember when Mortal Kombat 2 came out, it was pretty much the same in the sense that they both had blood. And I just happened to have a Super Nintendo, so I played the heck out of that with my brother. And he was always Raiden, I was always Sub-Zero. And we would play back and forth and just have battles and just play for hours on end. And one of the things that we always said is, if we could ever get an arcade machine, that would just be really, really cool. So, a buddy of mine messaged me and said, hey, I know you collect arcade games. There's this Mortal Kombat 2. People are getting rid of it. You just have to go pick it up, but it's not working. So I said, all right, cool. So, went, picked it up. Wasn't working. The monitor was kind of messed up, and it just was kind of collapsed, or whatever you want to call it. Just kind of a small line here. And just really couldn't get it to work, but ended up having some extra 25-inch monitors. Just did a monitor swap on it real quick, and we actually got the game working. The other interesting thing is it had a Mortal Kombat 3 board in it. So me and my brother, we did have Mortal Kombat 3 on the Super Nintendo, but we really liked Mortal Kombat 2, and since this was actually a Mortal Kombat 2 cabinet, we went ahead and converted it back to a Mortal Kombat 2. But if you look here on the control panel, it actually has everything to put it as a Mortal Kombat 3, because this is actually a Mortal Kombat 3 control panel. But it's still a Mortal Kombat 2, so what we could always do is just swap out this top part, which comes up, and just put a Mortal Kombat 2 in there. But it works, so I just kind of leave it. And it also works great because if I ever, for some reason want to put Mortal Kombat 3 in there, it already has the control panel and everything to go ahead and do that. So I just kind of kept it like that. Some other little interesting things. I happened to find these little move lists online. So I went ahead and printed those and just stuck them in there, because I know that a lot of people don't know what the moves are, or just don't remember. And instead of looking them up online, you can just kind of look up here like really quick and just kind of see what everyone's move is. So it's kind of cool. So the inside, of course, the insides of these are really basic. Please excuse my mess inside. I do kind of use this to kind of save spots for stuff, just to kind of hold them out there. So I do kind of use them as storage sometimes, just to put stuff, just make sure nothing's too metallic, because then it can short stuff out. But the board's down there. I have the extra PCB down there, and I save some of the other. I save some other stuff I'm working on, whether it be manuals or anything like that. Just kind of save it underneath these control panels sometimes, and it just kind of helps out. But let me go ahead and get this on a tripod. Let me get the lights off real quick, and then I'll play a little bit of Mortal Kombat. So let's go ahead and get this right here, and then we can turn off the lights, and then let's go ahead and turn it on. Let's take a look at Mortal Kombat 2. So of course it just has to boot up, check its ROMs and whatnot. And actually, I did see that on the video, I do need to clean the glass. That's the thing with these arcade games. You think you have a monitor that doesn't look very great or whatever. Pull the glass off, clean it, dust it. You can tell here, I'm just actually I'm seeing a line of clarity of just how dirty the monitor is. So again, we'll see how far we can get. Of course, I'm going to go ahead and pick Sub-Zero. Probably not going to get very far. Usually I get to Katana, and she just, for some reason, I can't beat Katana. So right there, I'll get about that far, and she'll just beat me every time. I actually haven't played this game in a while, so we'll see how this goes. Win. One of the things that I do remember when this game came out was the sound system on it. It was amazing. It has this DCS sound system, and it just sounds great. All the bass and everything is just amazing on this thing. See, not very good with the finishing moves.
Fight.
Although I should probably be looking at the card that I made up.
Sub-Zero wins. Round 2, fight.
The funny thing is, this game is set on easy and it's still pretty hard. It's just brutal. So here's a little trick. I don't know if I could get it to work. I wasn't fast enough. But if you hold down on the joystick, you can actually make his body fall, slide off the spikes. I couldn't get it to work.
Round 1, fight.
I might have trouble with him too. Jax just kills me every single time. What's funny is if I play as Jax, I'm not very good. I just can't do much with him. But anytime the computer is Jax, he just kills me every single time. See, it was too late. Just blocks everything. Just kind of like, get away from me. Wow, we were really close. We almost lost. We shouldn't lose. This is like barely the third guy. Not fast enough. Or at least we beat him. See, we're getting closer to Katana. Let's see if we make it through Raiden. Sometimes I have trouble with Raiden. Looks like we're having trouble with Raiden.
Sub-Zero wins.
It's getting close.
Round 2,
Getting the peak of what I can do. That's not gonna work. We're about dead. Hey, we won. But look, now we're at Katana. So this is where I always lose. I think I've only beat her like once. I just have to continue. She's just brutal. You can't really jump at her because she does this like square wave thing. She does this. She does that. Wow, I got a hit on her. That's good. She's just like. I'm just not good enough to play Katana. She's quick. When you knock her down, she jumps up quick. So, as you can see, we lost. But yeah, so that's Mortal Kombat. I should say Mortal Kombat 2. And basically, let's see here. What do we see here? Again, we look in here. So a lot of these midway games, what they do a lot of times is they have switches here. And these switches let you get into the settings. So if you see on here, it says begin test. It'll say service. It'll say volume. So we can adjust the volume if we wanted to, or we can get into the diagnostic settings and whatnot. And this is kind of like where we test and we do stuff for free play and check out all the bookkeeping and adjustments and all of that stuff. So we can do let's take a look at some of this. So let's do game audits. So we can look here and how many hours the game's been on and how many you've been playing with player 1 versus player 2. So I don't have a lot of people like playing with me apparently. I need more friends. But so played a little over 9 hours, almost 10 hours. And I don't know if this is just me or if this has been maybe the person before me as well, because I've only had this maybe for about a year or so. Total plays 392, highest battle reached. Some of that stuff, who knows? Who knows what's going on with that stuff. Game adjustment, here you can adjust the pricing. You can put on free play. And look, you can see computer difficulty. I don't understand this. Very easy. And it's still very, very hard. But anyways, here we have utilities. So checking credits, all that good stuff. Factory restores. Volume adjustments. So if the game's too loud, this game sounds amazing. It has these speakers here. So it has like basically it has like a big, almost like subwoofer, and then it has like a tiny speaker. But the sound system is amazing. Sound system's amazing. If you ever get to hear one of these, if you've never seen one of these in person for some reason, just take a listen to them. They just sound great. But anyways, that's Mortal Kombat 2. Hope you enjoyed it. And you can tell it's an original marquee because it's kind of yellowish. Sometimes they yellow after so many years. But the marquee looks great. No cracks, no anything. But so that's Mortal Kombat 2. All right, talk to you later. Bye-bye.